Hi guys, I'm Mederic, a French expat in Singapore for a few years already, giving you my take on the life here. Today we're going to look at 10 things I wish I had known before moving to Singapore. Number 1, the efficient administration system. Singapore is amazing when it comes to administration. You'll be given one ID and everything will be linked to that ID, whether it's your taxes, your work pass, your employment pass, whatever it is, you'll be always using that ID and you'll have to fill it in various official documents. This means that coming into Singapore, everything is very easy. You just have to go for your one-time meetup to get your photo taken for your pass, and then you'll receive your pass through the mail in a few days, and then that's it. You're settled for working here, for being here. It's a very, very simple system, and after that, you'll even be able to use the automatic system when coming in through the airport, where you just have to scan basically your fingerprint, and you can come back home. You don't have to do the big queue with your passport like everyone else, which is really awesome. Taxes go in the same way as well. They're so easy to handle. Your company will give you a sheet with all the information you have to fill in. You just go on the website, on the tax portal, you just make sure the information is correct, you fill in a few extra questions, and then that's it. You can have the automatic payment through your bank account, and that makes everything so much easier. Number 2, weather. Oh my God, the weather here. It is so unpredictable. One day it'll be very sunny, and then in 30 seconds later, it'll be raining like crazy. You'll have to get used, bring an umbrella everywhere you go, one of those small ones, you just put it in your bag and you just carry it mostly everywhere you go. Especially during the rainy season, it's like crazy rain. Talking about the weather, make sure you don't bring any winter clothes. It is really, really not necessary. Any big coats, all that kind of stuff, you will not need it here. It's summer all year long, and I think what the coldest you will get is like 20 degrees Celsius, which is really nothing. You might want to bring a little cardigan or a little jumper, but that will be for indoors only in those places where they blast the aircon like crazy. Usually the cinema, I would say. The humidity is something you really need to be aware of though, because as soon as you'll go out, you'll be sweating a lot and you'll get wet. If you do any sports outside, it'll be very easy to sweat. And if you do your laundry and you put it out on humid days, it will really take a long time to dry and you might have to rewash it, which is not very ideal. Okay, number 3 on our list is alcohol. Alcohol, you'll have to be wary of the price. Price for alcohol here is really, really expensive compared to in Europe, for example. In France, you can find those little nice bottles of wine for a few euros. Here, you'll be looking for French wine for at least $30 to $40 like entry price, and it can go a lot higher. There are a few solutions to that. You can look into the happy hour. A lot of restaurants and bars have really amazing deals when it comes to happy hour. But in general, if you go to a restaurant and you'll order a bottle of wine, you'll be paying a lot more than back in Europe. Next, we have food at number 4. Well, food is just awesome in Singapore. Being a multicultural country, you'll be exposed to Malaysian food, Chinese food, Indian food. It's really easy to find like Japanese food and even Western food, like a whole bunch, to be honest. Like you can find some really, really good food. If you like to cook though, be careful because a lot of the supermarkets have pretty heavy price on vegetables and fruits as well as meat. You can go to wet markets to find a lot more affordable prices for these items. But yeah, good quality meat, for example, will come at a price in Singapore. However, if you're not a fan of cooking, you'll definitely be able to go to hawker centers. Hawker centers are designated locations where there are food stalls, and the price there can be very cheap. You can go from basically $3 to $8 for a meal, and it is definitely really affordable to be able to eat there twice, even 3 times a day if you want. However, it is mostly Asian cuisine, which means compared to what we use in Europe, it's a lot more oil-based food. So that might be something to be wary of. Number 5 on our list is housing. Just like alcohol, housing in Singapore is expensive. You'll have 3 types of housing when you'll be looking around. You'll have condo, which are basically big apartments that come with facilities such as swimming pool, gyms, barbecue pits, saunas, hammam, jacuzzis, and a bunch of other stuff. You'll have HDBs, which is a series of apartments but without those facilities, and usually much older buildings. And then you'll have landed properties, which will be houses. So as an expat, HDBs are usually very strict on the number of expats that can rent them and how to rent them and how long. So you'll have to go for either a landed property or a condo. If you're coming here alone as an expat, I definitely recommend to look into co-living or shared apartments and having housemates, because that will bring the price down a lot and you'll still be able to enjoy like pretty nice condos. However, if you're coming as a family, you might want to look a little bit outside of the center area, as central for condos will be pretty expensive. And housing will bring us to number 6 on our list, which is public transport. Keep in mind that cars in Singapore are very expensive. You'll be paying 2 to 3 times the price of what you'll buy them, for example, back in Europe. So usually you'll have to get used to MRT lines and buses. Biking is also an option if you're someone who likes to do sport, but it is really easy to get around. You can just use your credit card to pay for transport, which makes it very easy. And usually like all the central area are very well connected. However, taxis are also affordable in Singapore. You can either flag a taxi down or you can use apps like Grab or Gojek or Ride, which will let you basically hire a taxi just like Uber lets you do in Europe. Number 7 on our list is cashless. In Singapore, you can use your phone to pay for almost anything. Whether it's through Google Pay or whether it's through your bank app or services like PayLah or PayNow that let you transfer money to businesses or even to friends through just a phone number. This makes life so much easier. You don't have to carry cash with you all the time, even though there are a few businesses that will only take cash, so be careful for those. At number 8, we have get ready for traveling. Singapore is really well connected in the neighboring countries, and it is easy to use your public holidays to travel to Vietnam, to Thailand, to Indonesia for a few days. It's magical places, amazing culture there, amazing food as well, and it is definitely worth traveling there. However, now it is a little hard with the pandemic and everyone is basically stuck in Singapore, but hopefully by the end of the year we will be able to go back to traveling. At number 9, we have cleanliness. Singapore is amazingly clean. All the streets are maintained very well, you don't have any chewing gum on the floor, you'll have access to plenty of public bathrooms everywhere. So make sure that if you come here, you also do your part. Don't throw stuff on the floor, just wait and put it in the bin and help to keep it as clean as it is. It is really a delight when you walk around and you can see how nice everything is. And finally, at number 10, we have bugs. Not the best one, but I do have to mention it. With the humidity here, you'll get a lot of mosquitoes, you'll get a lot of cockroaches, you also have rats, ants, and if you're really not a fan of bugs, then maybe Singapore is not for you. There are ways to deal with that, but you will get to see a lot of them. Alright, and that is it for the 10 things I wish I had known about Singapore before coming here. Regardless of all the points mentioned before, Singapore is an amazing place to live. It is beautiful, it is full of different cultures, and it is just amazing in terms of experiences. So if you do get the chance to visit or to come live here, my number 1 recommendation is go for it. That was Mederic, and peace out.